have slept with 5 men this Christmas and I have just 1.7 million to show for it. Should I continue sleeping with more? Story time! I am worried about myself. This morning, I sat in my bed before going to church and asked myself serious questions. I never used to be like this. I grew up in a Christian home with Bible being read to us every morning. My parents were very religious before they died, and I used to be too. There were so many things I swore I would never do, but life has hit me so hard. Life has beaten me in so many ways that I can't explain. My parents had 3 children, with me being the oldest. When they died, everyone promised to help, but after a few months, everyone abandoned us, even after collecting everything from us, the cars, the houses, and even my parents' business. Our only saving grace was the small house my dad left for us in my name. They tried to take that one too, but the law didn't allow them. We were allowed to live all by ourselves because we were all above 18. Our youngest is 19, the middle is 21, and I am 24. Life has really been tough since they left. We were all in school with no means to pay our school fees, our handouts, pay for upkeep, and even food. So I had no choice. I looked for jobs around and couldn't find anything tangible. At least nothing that could give me enough time to work while I study. I tried being a hospital cleaner, a sales rep, and even a server in a restaurant, but all the money wasn't enough and my grades declined because I had no time to study. So I tried an option I never believed in 1,000 years I would try. After my dad died, most of my friends were there for me. Some left because I could no longer afford the lifestyle. We used to hang out, eat in restaurants, and go have fun, go on dates, go on trips, but I couldn't always do that anymore, so we naturally started drifting apart. This was one of the most painful things for me because I really enjoyed my time with my friends and I loved the life I used to live. On one cold Monday morning, I was sitting on my bed with no money to go for lectures, with my hair undone for over a month, and with no food for the next day. My chest began to tighten and tears slowly dropped from my eyes. After I had cried for over an hour, I cleaned my tears and began to think. How do girls like me handle situations like this? How would I ever get to live a good life? How will I ever get to the top? I remember the saying that good girl no dey pay o. It was time for me to stop being a baby and start acting like a hustler. So I picked up my bag, left the house, and headed to campus. I went to see a coursemate of mine whom everyone tagged a hookup girl because she lived the life with no rich parents or uncle. So everybody just assumed it must be prostitution that's giving her the money. After our class, I walked up to her quietly. When she saw me, the look on her face showed she was surprised I was walking up to her because I had been a little bit of the self-righteous one in our group. Before now, I never once talked to her. I would give her a dirty look whenever our eyes crossed, but here I am. I gently told her I needed her help, and after almost an hour of convincing her, she said she'll see what she can do. It took her almost a week to get back to me. She asked me to follow her to a party, and she was going to link me up with somebody that said he likes my pictures. By the way, I'm a very beautiful girl with all the curves in the right places, so I knew this could be a profitable business for me, which is why it didn't take long for me to decide to use what I have to get what I want. After all my friends had always teased me on how I would be living the baby girl life if I were into things like this. The first time I did the do for money, I felt a little bit disgusted at myself. The guilt was there, and I wish it did not have to get to this. The shame almost took over, but I reminded myself that life wasn't fair and I wasn't going to lose in life. If life was fair, my parents would still be alive. My parents' relative wouldn't have stolen all we had, and everything would have been perfect. But because life isn't fair and life isn't perfect, that happened, and it was time to grow up. So I did. And that was how I've been able to survive through school, NYSC, and also learn to sew. Fast forward to now, at the end of this year, I had a goal to make over 3 million naira so I could finally set up a small business for myself in a small way. I needed to get a new phone and buy a few sewing machines so I could take very good pictures of my clothes and hire a tailor or two for my fashion business. But things aren't going as planned. I was hoping I would get good money from these IGGB guys since they spend in dollars. So when I convert it to naira, it would be a lot. But most of them don't want to give beyond $250. And now I have slept with 5 men in less than 2 weeks with only 1.7 million to show for it. If I buy a new phone, nothing would be left in my account, and I still need to get a shop and buy a few machines. What's the point of all this if I can't even get what I want out of it? Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find a good husband because I know men talk and gossip about women they've slept with. What if one day the people I've slept with meet each other? But I don't think I could ever stop. I like the smell of cigar, perfume, and beers. I love loud music played outside, and I can't stay inside for too long. There are two guys that want me to come have fun, and I don't know if I should go or not. If I go, I would have more money to achieve my goals and do most of the things I plan to do. But I can't stop thinking. I can't stop thinking of my life and how I'm living. I am scared of my own choices. I am afraid I will sleep with more guys in January. My main problem is I can't stay indoors. I have tried, but I don't like watching TVs or watching movies. My fear is I would continue making bad choices. What do you think I should do? I'm going to leave this one for you guys. I always say that and I end up talking, right? What do you guys think? I'm in between feeling sorry for her and wanting to think that she doesn't cut her coat according to her size. Okay, but I've lost a parent and I know how life changes when you lose a parent. Not talk of losing two parents almost at the same time and all of that, especially when you're young, you're still in school. So I cannot relate. So honestly, I don't think I have the right to talk about things like this. And sometimes we're righteous only because we've not been tempted with something, right? That's why we're righteous. So I honestly don't want to talk about this. But so yeah, over to you people. What do you guys think? Have you ever been in this situation before? What do you advise her to do? Personally, I think I would advise her to create a more realistic path for herself, and she should also not be afraid to start small. I think she's already used to the big life, when her parents were alive, she's used to the good life, but she can always get there with time. Okay, she doesn't know how long it took her parents to get there as well. She should just calm down, and that's all I have to say. She should just take it a little bit slow, right? She should just take it a little bit slow and forgive herself and be easy on herself. She's under a lot of pressure. She's condemning herself. She's feeling guilty. I get it, but she needs to ease a little bit on herself and reevaluate her life and try to walk more slowly. It doesn't have to happen all at once. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. By the way, if you watched to this point and you're wondering who I am, hi, my name is Beneri Bello, and this is the Beneri podcast. Here we tell stories that will inspire you, stories that will shock you, and stories that will make you laugh. And we also talk about important topics that would help you grow generally in life. So yeah, this is somewhere you want to be. So share, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. By the way, Happy New Year in advance. I'm not sure when this video will go up, but Happy New Year, just in case. Bye.